Every video game ever made has some degree of math involved behind the scenes, from simple addition to subtraction to more complex things like physics and trigonometry. Every game needs to keep track of information: your health or your stamina, your score, your combo, places you've been or things you've met, your position in the world, whether your stack of blocks is tall enough, how many of these little red blobs have you collected. All of these things are stored in what we call variables. When we think about variables, it can be very helpful to imagine them as a box. If we go into code and write var for variable, voila, we have a box. But it's empty and unlabeled, so let's fix that. I want this one to represent our health, so I'm going to name it my health. Our box has a label now, but there's nothing inside it. We can fix that by saying var my health equals 100. The var says, hey, I'm making a new empty box. And then my health says, this is what I'm calling this new box I've made. And then we use the equal sign to tell the computer what we want that box to start with. In this case, we use the number 100. Now, when we reference this box in the future, we don't need to say var in front of it. We can just say my health. Okay, well, what about it? What's so great about that? Well, let's say I want to subtract from my health because I got hit by something and I've taken damage, and let's say I took 10 damage. In code, that looks a little weird. We say my health equals my health minus 10. The equal sign in coding is assigning what you've written on the right side to what you have on the left. Now your intuition might think, why can't I just say my health minus 10? Well, my health minus 10 equals 90. But we need to tell the computer what to do with that 90. And what we need to do with it is put it back in our box. And this is why variables are so important and so powerful. We take a result and we store it back in the box, our variable, because we can't know the future. What if you've already taken damage 3 times? Well, now we shouldn't be doing 100 minus 10, it should be 70 minus 10, right? But that's the beauty of it. We don't have to know what their health is. We can just reference the box and say, hey, whatever's in there, whatever their health happens to be right now, they just got hit, so subtract 10. Now, always writing out my health equals my health minus 10 is pretty repetitive, so there's a shorthand way to do this that looks like this. My health minus equals 10. The same principle applies for addition, multiplication, division. Maybe we want to heal our player. We can just say my health plus equals 10. And whatever their health is, it's going to add 10 to that. Maybe the enemy has an ability that always cuts our health in half. We would write that out by saying my health divided by equals 2, because we're always going to divide it by 2. So let's practice this. First, we'll make a new variable called damage, and we'll assign it the number 10. Variable damage equals 10. Okay, easy enough. Next, let's use this variable to deal damage to my health. How would you write that out? It should look something like this. My health minus equals damage. You could also have written it the long way, which would be my health equals my health minus damage, and that's just as valid. Now let's change how much damage is being dealt. How would you do that? It should look something like this. Damage plus equals 10. Now in my example where I used 10, damage is now 20. So if we did my health minus equals damage, my health would be losing 20 instead of 10. In code, our logic always flows from top to bottom. I'm going to write a sequence of lines of code. See if you can come up with the correct answer at the end. We've got our variable my health, which equals 100, and our variable for damage, which equals 10. Then we're going to say my health minus equals damage, my health plus equals 5. Now, what does my health currently equal after that? You should have gotten the answer 95 because we subtracted 10 and then we added 5. Let's try one more time. We're going to have the variable for my health back to 100 at the top, variable for damage back to 10. My health minus equals damage, damage plus equals 5. My health minus equals damage. So again, after all this, what is my health currently equal to? Did you get 75? First, we subtract damage from my health when damage was equal to 10, which puts my health at 90. Then we added 5 to our damage, which means damage now equals 15. Then we subtracted damage from my health again, which is now 90 minus 15, which should give you 75. If this is throwing you for a loop, rewind and go back and try again. It's a bit of a foreign way to do things if you've never seen this kind of stuff before, so don't feel bad if you're not getting it right away. It just takes a bit of practice. There are a few different kinds of variables. We're just going to focus on 2 of them for now. The first one is what we've been talking about this whole time so far, integers. An integer is just a whole number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on. No decimals, no fractions. The integer variable is typically written as int. So when we create our box, our variable, instead of saying var my health equals 100, we can be more specific and say int my health equals 100, which lets the computer know that this box is always going to be filled with numbers. Now the second kind of variable we're going to talk about, if you can guess, doesn't store numbers at all. It stores instead letters. This one is called a string. Let's say you want your character to have a name. We would create a box, a variable, call a string in the exact same way we made our int, or our integer. We write string, my name equals, and my name in this case is Steven. And this is how a game like Pokemon can ask you your name at like the beginning of the game. And then throughout it, as you play through, you can meet characters who say your name back to you. They have a string that they might call something like player name. And then when you start up a new game and they ask you to write your name out, they assign it to the player name variable. Then, the rest of the game, anytime a character addresses you, their dialogue inside code might look something like this. Hey, you're new around here, aren't you? Your name was player name, wasn't it? Then you as the player, instead of seeing that little block that says player name, see whatever name you gave it at the beginning. And in my case, if you were a child, you thought you were hilarious for naming yourself Panties. So a quick overview of what we've learned. Variables are like labeled boxes that store information. We can tell the computer what we want to store in a variable by saying the name of the variable is equal to whatever it is we want to put in there. My health equals 100 has been our big example. We can modify what's stored in a variable by writing things like my health minus equals 10. 2 very commonly used variables are integers, usually written as int, which stores whole numbers, and strings, written out as string, which store letters or characters. All of this lets us modify things without necessarily even knowing what they currently are. I don't have to know what the health currently is before I say my health minus equals 10. Whatever the health may currently be, that statement is going to subtract 10 from it. So now we know how to store information. Pretty cool. But how does a game actually know where anything is? From 2D platformers to giant open worlds, objects in games are positioned somewhere in space. In the next video, we're going to go over the basics of how all that works, so stay tuned for the next one.